Dun, 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 dun. Hey guys, I know nobody's here yet, but that's all good. I'm getting my stuff pulled up right now. And hopefully you guys will be here in a minute. Hi Jose, cool, somebody's here. All right, I am good. Where's my button? There we are. All right. Woo! Yes, very overcast. Hi, Janae. I hope I said your name right. I'm very bad with names. Look. See that security guard up there? Stressing me out. Stressing me out right now, hovering up there. And I'm very whited out today, even on an overcast. Well, maybe because it's overcast, that's why it's like that. Okay, good. I'm glad I said it right. But go ahead, start asking your questions. I'm gonna fill you guys in really quick on some updates, which will be in my regular vlog, but not everyone sees them. So you guys can ask your questions, and I will start answering them. So Seager was playing catch today. I did not see him. They just saw it on Twitter. He's throwing the ball around lightly, so that is very, very good. Very good news there. And they're actually announcing the All-Star stuff right now, so I have it on Twitter. No, I'm not going. I'm waiting till next year when it's here. So if I see any All-Star updates, they're announcing like the top 2 or something at every position. Hi, Justin. So as I see it come down, I'll let you guys know. But they just said right now, nobody made it for second base and shortstop. Hello. I'm assuming your name's Nico, so hi. So nobody for second base or shortstop. I kind of assumed that with Seager getting hurt, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think he really could have had a chance. But Seager was out there today playing catch. Josh Sborz, he's the guy who pitched in the 8th and 9th inning last night. He is now on the IL for something. Hi, Nicole. Lower back, something like that. And Matt Beatty is back. So Matt Beatty got optioned to OKC yesterday. Now he's back today. Hi, Brian. Thanks for joining. Hi. I want to say your name is Drea, but I don't know. So you've got... I can't say your name because I don't know what it is, but I'm hoping I guessed it right. But so Matt Beatty is back up. Josh Sborz is down. And that's kind of all we're waiting on right now. Max Muncy fouled the ball off of his ankle last night. He's back in the lineup today. Verdugo's out there. Bellinger's back out there. They're facing German Marquez, who's a right-hander. So we got our lefty lineup in there, and always feel good about our lefty lineup, even though our right-handed lineup killed it last night. So thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. I will get to your questions now. What is your assessment of Kenley Jansen closing skills? I think, unfortunately, David. Hi, David. Oh, okay. I see it now. DX and then Ramos. Okay. Hi, David. I think, unfortunately, what we're seeing with Jansen is what we've been seeing with Kershaw. It's age. They're declining. I don't know what's going on with Jansen. He just doesn't have the velocity, and I really believe his velocity has been his biggest factor this season, or for him in the last year or two. I think that has been kind of the biggest issue that we've seen with him. And I think someday he's going to look elite like he did back in 2017. And then I think sometimes he's going to look like he did last night. It seems like when he comes in and it's not a clean inning, things can get very stressful very fast. He doesn't do well when it's a 6-out, 5-out save. He does really well when you come in with no outs in the start of an inning, no one's on. So I don't know. Last night was extremely stressful, but this bullpen needs work and they need a lot of it. And it's going to happen. But until then, we just kind of got to work with what we've got, unfortunately. Should we be scared that Hill's out? No, I don't think we have to be scared. We still have Stripling and Urias in the bullpen. And I think Urias will see a couple starts with Hill out. Hill is confident he will be back in this season, before the end of the season. However, they announced that he won't be able to pick up a ball for at least a month. So that is not good news. So I wouldn't expect him back until maybe September, mid-August. but I expect him to be out all of July. Don't push anything, no reason to rush it. But I'm not worried. This team has so many starters. There are guys in the farm system whose names have constantly been thrown around: Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin, and the crop of outfielders from the NL who will battle. Hang on, sorry guys. He's starting up. Okay, so the only outfielder who made it from the Dodgers in the top 3 was Bellinger, so no surprise there. But Jock and Verdugo did not make it, so there's an update on that. But no, I'm not worried about Hill being out. The starting rotation is the best in baseball, pretty much, I think. I think the only team we were behind were the Rays, and I don't think we're behind them anymore. So no, I'm not worried. The only thing on this team that worries me is the bullpen. That's it. How did you feel about Julio being pulled in the 3rd inning yesterday? So I know a lot of people were frustrated by that, but he had to pull him out. Urias has not thrown more than 47 pitches in a, oh wait, young Jock. Oh, I must have missed it. I guess Jock made it too, because Dodgers just tweeted out Jock's name and I couldn't open the tweet. So maybe, I know Bellinger made it. I'm assuming Jock was on there too. Let's see again. Oh, I missed him. He was in there. Okay, they had him split off into 3. So yeah, Jock and Bellinger both got the votes in. Little surprised Jock got in there over Verdugo, but whatever. We got our guys in there. Got to keep voting them. But Julio had to be pulled out yesterday. He hasn't thrown more than 47 pitches in an outing since April. Leaving him in any longer would have been a huge risk for injury, and that is the last thing we need right now. So I know a lot of fans were frustrated and said Julio's a starter, let him throw more. But yes, he's a starter, but he hasn't been a starter for a couple months now, and you can't just throw him out there and expect his arm to be okay. So that was the reason. I think they threw him 3 innings because I think they will use him for a couple starts, and so they want to stretch him out, but you can't just go from 1 or 2 innings to 6 innings or whatever the case may be. You have to give him time to get healthy or to be stretched out and get to where he needs to be in order to actually be a starter. I know the playoffs are a crapshoot, but if the Dodgers do win the pennant for the 3rd consecutive time, who do you think and want to face in the World Series? I have stuck by this all season, and I'm really hoping it doesn't come around to bite me in the ass, but we are going to the World Series. Whether or not we win it, that's a different story. However, we're going to the World Series. That much I don't doubt. There's no better team in the NL. In my opinion, something very drastic would have to happen. As for who I want to face, I don't know. I think it's going to be Dodgers-Astros, which stresses me out. Not because I don't think we can beat them, but because I just don't think I could handle losing to them twice in 3 years. But that's kind of who I think we're going to play. As for who I want, I don't really know. I just want to win. That's all I know. I don't care who we play as long as we win, but I think it's going to be the Astros. Do you think the Dodgers will get some help before the bullpen, before the deadline? Yes, they will. They've done it every year since this front office has been on here. So yes, I 100% believe that I know the Dodgers will do something. There's no way they can't. They can't expect to win the playoffs with this bullpen. However, you don't go talking about it right now. The reason why we haven't heard the front office say anything is because it's too early for the Dodgers to show their hand. If they start telling teams we want to trade for your players, they're going to ask for a lot more than what those players are worth, and the Dodgers could get screwed out of trading for a player. So it's 100% why it's going to happen like that. We're going to have to wait. It's not going to be till July. It might not be till closer to the end of July, but we've got to be patient. That's all I can say. But it's going to happen. I promise you. There's no way this front office is going to go into the playoffs with this bullpen, because this bullpen is not going to win us a championship. What are the odds of the Dodgers winning 110 games? I love this team, but I don't think it's happening. That's insane. It's not because I don't think this team has a lot of talent. The NL is good all around. It's a lot more competitive than the AL. I think American League teams will always have a better chance of winning more games because their good teams are very good, but they have a lot more bad teams. Whereas the NL, it's a little bit more balanced. I mean, look at the NL Central. You have potentially 3 teams who could be fighting for a playoff spot. Same thing with the NL East. NL West, nobody's close, but that's because we're completely dominating. The Rockies could have a chance at a wild card spot. So that you definitely have. I don't think it's happening. Can they win 100 games? I absolutely think so. 110, I don't think there's any chance that happens. Do you think Daniel Vogelbach will make the home run derby? I have no idea. I do not pay attention to other teams, so I don't know. I don't even try to answer questions about other teams because I have no clue. Don't you think we should try to give our minor leaguers a try before trading? No, because I don't want a guy who's been pitching in Double-A coming up here and relying on them to all of a sudden be ready to go for the playoffs. I mean, sure, they could bring them up and try them out now, but they're probably not ready, and you don't want to just rush a player's development like that, especially a pitcher. You want to keep them kind of doing what they're doing, keep them on schedule. We all know, like, because of Kershaw, they're very, very on top of their routine, everything they do. So, sure, we can try them out, but I wouldn't get my hopes up that they're going to be a fix. They're going to need to trade for big league talent. I don't want to go into the playoffs and go, okay, Dustin May, you take the ball in the 8th inning of the World Series and just hope he's good enough to do it. That kind of stuff really stresses me out, and I would much rather see us go for someone that we know can handle the big league hitting in situations like that. How long do you think Jock will be playing first? Asked me this question last night at home. He's going to play first, I think, once Pollock comes back, which should be right around the All-Star break, right after the All-Star break. Robert said he expects Seager and Pollock to be in rehab games during the All-Star break. So once Pollock comes back, you don't want to pull Verdugo from the lineup. You don't want to pull Jock from the lineup. So you move Verdugo to left field, I would assume. I don't know if Pollock's ever played there, but you move one of them to left field, and you that allows you to put Jock at first base, and you can move Muncy over to second, and that way you keep all your strongest bats in the lineup at all time. That would also mean Kike and Taylor would not be getting too many starts, which I know might bother some fans, but up until this last couple games, they've really been struggling this season. So I personally would rather have Jock in there if he can defensively handle first base. You finally show up to my live chat and you ask me a question that I'm going to suck at giving you an answer for. Which bullpen pitcher do you see the Dodgers going after or getting? I suck at other teams, even when it comes to guys we should trade for. The only name that I've really heard and I would be very happy with is, I don't think Stroman's coming nowhere near this place. I don't think they're getting any starting pitchers at all. That seems like a waste of prospects, in my opinion. I just don't see it happening. Too many good guys in the minor leagues. The one I've heard is Brad Hand from the Indians. He's a left-hander, very good. He was with the Padres for most of last season, then I believe they traded him to Cleveland. But that's the one I've heard the Dodgers' name get brought up a lot. So whether or not that actually happens will be interesting. But I think it would be really good to have a dominant lefty out of the pen. We don't really have a left-hander that comes out of there. I mean, sure, Urias is good, but he's not going to be, most likely not going to be in the bullpen come the playoffs. So we could really use a dominant lefty, would be awesome, because we already have Jansen, who obviously hasn't been that good, but he's been good at times, but he hasn't been the elite guy we need him to be. But if we could have Jansen and a solid lefty, I think that would be great. I also think Kelly is starting to kind of find his way. Might be a little bit slower than we wanted it to, but as long as it happens by October, I'm happy with it. No, it's not too early for bullpen trades. You maybe not trade for them right this second, but they're going to trade for bullpen. I'm not saying they'll trade right now. They shouldn't trade right now, but they also should not just bring up minor leaguers right now, because you could have a think of it this way. Let's have Dustin May come up, does incredible for a month or two, and the Dodgers go, okay, we're not getting any bullpen hurt. or any bullpen help. Dustin May gets hurt. Dustin May can't perform under pressure, and then what? Then we're screwed and we have nobody. So I really don't think relying on minor leaguers is the way to go when you're trying to win a World Series. If you're trying to rebuild, sure, but we're trying to win a World Series, and I really don't think trusting minor leaguers is the way to do that. There's a reason why they're still in the minor leagues, and there's a reason why those guys that we're talking about are still in AA. I don't think it's a good idea. That's my opinion, obviously, only mine. So we'll see. Final Dodger record. I'm gonna go with 103-59. That's correct math, right? That equals 162. I don't know why. That's the first number that came to my mind. So I'm gonna go with 103 wins. What are the chances that the Dodgers actually trade with Giants for Will Smith or Watson? I don't think they'll trade for Watson, only because they never offered him money when he was a free agent. But Will Smith, I could see it happening, and I wouldn't mind it. I think Farhan and Friedman have both already said they would be willing to deal with one another, even though rival teams, they said that they'd be willing to do that. So I would be very interested in that. And I think it could happen, but will it? I don't know. You never really know when it comes to trading in the division, let alone with a rival. We don't want to make the Giants better, and they don't want to make us better, but I want to win a World Series, so we'll have to wait and see. What seat did you get? Sorry, I don't know. What do you mean, what seat? For what? Let me know what you mean. Saw an article saying Shane Green from the Tigers for Peters. Yeah, see, like, I don't know enough about Shane Green, so I can't tell you whether or not, that'll actually be a thing. I have heard the name though, so I can tell you that much. Kelly usually starts his season off slow. Yeah, he does, 100%. He was very, very bad with Boston last year. He finished the season with a 5 ERA. Red Sox fans actually booed him off the mound as well, and he almost didn't make the playoff roster. So I'm not giving up hope on the guy. I'm actually wearing his jersey today. Yeah, I'm wearing his jersey today. So I'm very, very confident that he's going to get it going. Bumgarner with the Dodgers? No, and I wish every Dodger fan would stop saying this. Bumgarner is not the same guy he was from 2010 to 2014. We saw that last night. He's never given up more home runs, I believe, than he has this year. He is not very good. His ERA is above 4 right now. He's not the same guy. His velocity's down. His command is down. He's getting a lot hit harder. But no, Bumgarner, yeah, send him to the Astros. I'd love for the Dodgers to have some batting practice thrown to them in the World Series. But yeah, no, I don't even care if Bumgarner was still good. No, rivalry means way too much, especially after that whole thing with Muncy. I don't know why anyone would want that. That just seems like clubhouse cancer to me. So no, I don't think there's any way Bumgarner ends up here. Yeah, exactly. He can go swim in the ocean. Yeah. David, you make a good point. I'm not sure why people stress out about starting pitching. I couldn't tell you. Bueller's been doing a lot better. Ryu's just Ryu, killing it. Maeda's had on and off parts of this season. Urias, Stripling. Too many good starters to be stressing out about trading for another one, but well, I can't put aside my passion for the Dodgers. There's no way I can do that. That's not going to happen. And unless someone comes out and says Hank Aaron did a bunch of roids that helped him become the home run king, it's always going to be Hank Aaron in my mind until someone else beats it. But yeah, sorry, I will never, you can never ask me a question and expect me to put aside my Dodgers passion. It's not gonna, I've tried, but it's not gonna happen. Best player you've ever seen play in person? It would have to be Kershaw. I think one of the cooler moments was back, I don't remember what year it was, but I saw Kershaw pitching to Mike Trout, and it was really cool. I think it might have actually been the year after they both won MVP. But it was just a lot of fun because those are both two extremely talented players. Obviously, I saw Barry Bonds play, but I can't stand the guy. But I think for me, it would have to be Kershaw. There's nobody in my generation who ever pitched better than he did. And so that's, yeah, I'm going to have to go with him. What do you think about Mad Bum's attitude? I think he's just a jerk off. I don't know what his issue is. I don't know why he has such a problem with people celebrating. Baseball's been a lot more fun these last few years with these younger players coming up and playing the game the way they have. And Bumgarner just seems to not like that. And I don't get it. I understand players get their feelings hurt. Pitchers get their feelings hurt, I should say. But we've seen plenty of pitchers yell. We've seen plenty of pitchers hit their glove, punch their glove, yell, all that kind of stuff when they do well. So I don't get what the difference is. See, I know Griffey played, but I don't ever remember seeing him play. So that's why I can't put him up there, because I don't remember ever seeing him play. Astros. It's going to be the Dodgers and Astros in the World Series. Yes, I do like the Let the Kids Play campaign because I think baseball needs it. I went to the so prior to 2017, I was not very big on bat flips, celebrations, all that kind of stuff. In 2017, I went to the WBC, the World Baseball Classic, which they do every 4 years. It's all the different countries play each other. And I went to the semifinals and the finals here at Dodger Stadium. And I had never had more fun at a baseball game than I did with at the WBC. So I am all for it. I want the bat flips. I want all of that. I think it's so good for the game, and I just think it's a good way to get the younger generation involved in the game and enjoying the game when baseball is having a really hard time with doing that. Who would you like to sign this offseason, Ryu or Garrett Cole? I'd rather have Ryu, just because we know what he's capable of, and he's made it very obvious that he wants to stay in LA. So he'd probably be willing to work with the team a little bit on a deal. But we have a lot of great pitching talent in the minors, and that's my only concern when it comes to Ryu, is I wonder what's going to happen there, because you got May, you've got Gonsolin, you've got guys like Ferguson, who's actually a starter. You're going to have Urias, Buehler, Kershaw's still going to be under contract, so I would love to have Ryu back, and I'm hoping they work something out, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. Martin is too old and Barnes is not good enough. What do you think? I don't agree with that at all. I think people pay too much attention to what a catcher does at the plate and not what they do behind the plate. Martin is actually having a pretty decent year. Go look at other catchers around the league. There aren't many great hitting catchers. Sure, there's some. You've got Grandal. He has his defensive issues. We don't have defensive issues on our team, ever, with Barnes and Martin. Last I checked, these are two of the best catchers in baseball defensively. So I don't know. I have to disagree with that. I agree that Will Smith has nothing else to prove, but I would love to have Will Smith up here, and I think Barnes has struggled, and maybe Will Smith deserves that spot. But I don't think it's fair to say that he's not good enough, I guess is what I should say. That's how I feel about it. I mean, yeah, I'd get jerseys. I'd buy in from MLB. I just wouldn't have as many because they're expensive. But as long as they're real jerseys, I'll get them from somewhere not MLB, because I just am tired of giving a bunch of money to MLB, and we continue to pay a bunch of money for tickets, food, and everything's overpriced. So I prefer to give it to other businesses. But, all right. The gates are about to open, so I'm going to answer this last question. And then I'm going to go because I've got to get my video ready, and the stadium's about to open. Did you ever get to see the Dodgers play in Holman Stadium? Also, aside from business reasons, do you think it was right for them to leave that historical complex? Holman Stadium. Why am I missing on what is Holman Stadium? Is Holman, is that what it was in Florida? Dodgertown. There we go. Yeah, Florida. Okay, I didn't know it was called that. That's interesting. I think it was the commute. I mean, they're a West Coast team, having to go to Florida every Arizona, having to go to Florida for every spring training. That's not easy on the players or their families. So it makes a lot of sense. And the fan base. I mean, as fans, it's a lot easier for us to get to Arizona than it is to Florida. But I completely understand that it sucks because it was history. I'm bummed I never got to go. I think I was, when was it? 2009 or 2008? Either way, I think it was one of those years, wasn't it? Or was it later than that? They've been at Camelback 9 years, 10 years, whatever it was. No, yeah, 2008. So yeah, no, I was only 15, so unfortunately I didn't get to make it. I wish I did, but I plan to check it out at some point, so we will see. But yeah, I think it was all travel, weather, stuff like that. But favorite ballpark food is nachos. I eat nachos at every stadium I go to. Yeah, see, I wouldn't be a good food critic because I'm not good at describing the foods very well. I can just tell you it tastes really good. But I appreciate it. Thank you. I love to try different food. But I'm going to go. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Next week, they will be in Colorado on Friday. So I'll look at the times of the games. We'll figure out a time that'll work for that. But I will see you guys live for next Friday. And if you watch my regular vlogs, I will upload and talk to you guys later. Thank you. Hope you guys get to watch the game and enjoy it too. Yes, their splits are as bad as you would think. They're not very good on the road. But other than that, I will catch you guys later. Bye, guys.